Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sonique and just had the latest edition of Total Tarot magazine arrive. So let's open it together. We've got a mixture of sunshine and showers today, so bear with. Okay, so what have we got? Our lovely glossy magazine. Okay, so we have part 42 and part 43. So we'll look at the magazines in a sec. Let's just see what else we have. So we've got the next two cards here for our Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. And we have a couple of pages. So the page of wands and the page of cups. Bling, I love these. I say it every time, don't I? But I really, really like this deck. I like the fact it's a lot larger than a tarot deck. And the gold foil, I think it's beautiful. Here's the bag with a lovely orange inside. And a blingy box. So, yeah, the first two of the pages. A real orangey feel on this one. Anyway, put those away. Those are for another day. I think once I've got the whole box, I can compare it to. I have got the smaller one, I think. I'm sure I've got the smaller version of that. I can do a side by side actually, if anyone's interested. So, talking of tarot decks, as is the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. So we have the top box here. Now, confession time. I've ordered this deck, but I've ordered it as the box version because I saw a walkthrough, or an old walkthrough on YouTube. And the book looks amazing because it's been written by Barbara Moore, and Barbara Moore guidebooks are really good. As we know, the information in the magazines, we don't get an awful lot. But from this video that I watched, that guidebook looked phenomenal. And she flipped through the cards, and some of them I liked and some of them I didn't. So it's not the deck that I'm actually interested in more than the way the system aligns to the tarot system. That intrigues me. So we'll just go through the cards a little bit here. And they have got a completely different feel than you find in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I mean, the Fool, for instance, that's completely different. We've got a track towards a tree and a person underneath the tree, just putting the hand on there, and we've got an eclipse here. So, you know, we wouldn't see that on a Rider-Waite-Smith image. Magician. And a lot of these cards, they're actually on plinths, which is completely different again. High Priestess is quite recognisable, although we have a tree structure for the pillars. But again, sitting on a plinth. The colours on that is gorgeous. On a plinth for the Empress. We've got a bit of a directional image as well here. You see the cards actually match up. The Witches Tarot does that as well. I think it's Helen Duggan, Witches Tarot. I'm sure that one does that as well. And that one lines up to the Tree of Life as well, which is really interesting. Again, we've got that tree structure that we had in the High Priestess for the priest. So that aligns really well. So some of these cards I absolutely think fantastic. Like the little fairies here. We've got a gnome, all sorts here. Again, a plinth for the lovers. this plinth business isn't appealing to me. I mean, I don't know. It's quite an unusual deck, and I think that's why I decided to actually buy the version with the guidebook. So again, on a plinth. You know, why have we got a green man mask there on the strength card? Hermit. I do like to see a hermit on a mountain. We've got the Fates, I would imagine, there. Or is it Maiden, Mother and Crone? I think it's Maiden, Mother and Crone, actually, so it's the Wheel of Life, isn't it? Justice is still blind, but no sword. I mean, this one, it really doesn't work for me, this Hangman being on a plinth. You might also notice this sort of beam of light on some of the cards as well that comes down with this beam of light, echoes. And then we have it here as well on these. So it's nice the way the cards sort of correlate and echo together. Death seen as a transformation. You can almost see a figure, if I'm not mistaken, here in this shaft of light. Again, on quite a few of the cards. I'm looking to see if that's the ibis bird there, but I can't quite make it out. Not sure. Devil as a mirror. It's quite telling, isn't it? And now we've gone to sort of a pinky colour. So that's the other thing as well. The colours change as we go through the sequence here. The Tower card. The Star. Sort of an angelic feel there. The Moon. Drawing down the moon, I would imagine. And the Sun, so they echo each other as well. That's a beautiful image for judgment. You can almost see these figures here as they're transcending into the light. And the World. Okay, so that's the major arcana. Let's have a look at the minors. So I'm going to, as I always do, put them in the order I like. Oh, I like that. It's a real spark of possibility. So no longer on plinths. So I suppose that just signifies the importance of the major arcana cards and the fact that they're elevated figures. That looks like a Jesus figure. Does it not? What's this at the bottom? Another cat. Quite dark, hard to see. So we've got cats on the ones. Ah! Yeah, there's a cat on every wand. This isn't really my favourite sort of art style at all. It's not. But I'm intrigued by the system. Defending everything we hold true and care for there. I like the fact the Swift card, the 8 of Wands, actually shows a figure running. The cat's going, what are you doing? Looks like a storyteller. That's quite cold. Okay, so the page is actually playing with the element. I like the knight is on a camel. That really gives that wands feel to it. And the queen. Okay, so normally on the Rider-Waite-Smith we'd see a black cat. I'm not seeing a black cat. Given the fact that the cat's on the rest of the suit, but we do have the salamander, which is also a wand symbol, or a fire symbol, should I say. And we've got it on the king as well. So how does the king and the queen correlate? Yeah, quite well really, aren't they? Right, now then, cups next. In this deck they're called chalices, and I do believe that's the title card on the box version of this deck. Obviously it's a different version here. We've got different imagery on this version. Okay. Ace, that's beautiful. Looks so magical, that. We seem to have a moon symbol on these. Five, that's the image on this box. 5 of Cups. A full moon for the 10 and a rainbow. And we've got the phases of the moon on the page. I love these little sprites or fairies or whatever they are meant to be. Yeah, triple moon. Dolphin. The Queen and the King of Cups are looking at us directly. Swords. So this time the sword is pointing downwards. Beautiful. See, some of these images I think are absolutely gorgeous, and then there's other ones and it's like, yeah. That's just me though, isn't it? My preferences. So we've got actual death for the Four of Swords. Not rest, not a pause. Oh. Drawing a line in the sand, huh? And this boat in the Six of Swords is sort of coming towards us, whereas normally we see it travelling away. Cutting ties there. Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it, the Nine of Swords? Some of them are really quite close to a Rider-Waite-Smith image, and some of them, they go off in their own sort of direction. Queen and the King, again looking directly at us. And the final suit, Pentacles. Wow. Wow. That is so nice. And when you think about all the roots of the tree and how far underground they go and how they connect with other trees, this is just beautiful, the way the triple moon's been used as if it's like a spider's web, and the way everything's connected and interconnected. That's beautiful. So we're having bunny rabbits for the Pentacles. There's the Queen of Pentacles, and the Rider-Waite-Smith has a bunny rabbit, doesn't she? Perhaps. That is funny. Oh, look at that. Diving into the bush. Oh, that is cool. Oh, it's there. Yeah, definite bunny rabbit. And trees. We've got a seasonal aspect as well. Oh, a squirrel. Got that web again for the 8. That's the image off the front of the box for the 9 of Pentacles. Lady in the garden. And again the web. Dogs, cats. That page, the little gnome. Got a stag for the night. Unusual because Pentacles are quite a slow energy. They're the slowest suit in the deck, and yet we've got a stag here which can move quite fast when it wants to. And the Queen and the King. That's got the Queen's got a living organic tree, where the King is more of a solid man-made structure. Nice. So those are the cards. I think my favourite one is this. I really like that, the way the triple moon is actually depicted in the ace. This feels quite magical, actually. I did think I wouldn't like it as much as I'm actually liking it. I do like to look at the suit numerically. It is something I really like to do. Especially there's certain cards that I really like to do with it, and one of those is the aces. I like to see how the seed of the suit has been depicted. I can really get a feel for the energy of each suit from these aces. Very clearly depicted elements, so fire, water, air. We can definitely see air here, and we can definitely see earth there. So it's really nice the way that's been depicted. And then if we look at the suits numerically and how numbers align, then it's really nice to go through it that way as well. So if we think what the number 2 means, duality, choice, wanting to join with another, you know, the self sees the other, that sort of thing. You can actually see how it's depicted here, balance, and we have a choice here, we have a balance there, we have a connection here in the chalices, and here we have someone wanting to connect with energy. So it's almost this sun, reaching for the sun there. Anyway, that's the way I like to look at it. What don't I like? I don't like the way that the figures are drawn. That's just an artistic style that, you know, doesn't appeal to me. The rest of it is really nice. Part 42, and we've got some images from the deck here. So the Lovers and the Magician. Nice. What do we have? Contents page. Reading the tarot. Regular querence. The returning querence. That's interesting. When a reader meets a new client, they often spend a lot of time and energy introducing and explaining tarot in order to make it clear what the cards can offer in advance. So we have more time then, because they already know that if they're returning. Keeping notes, keeping a journal of the readings, yeah, that would be useful, wouldn't it? So if they do come for a return reading, then much like a counsellor or a therapist would, always keep notes. Reaching goals. The Ace of Wands wills us to turn our thoughts and wishes into reality. This is a deck we've already had. It's Universal Celtic, I think it is. Yeah, there it says. Collect the Universal Celtic, part 16 and 17. Thought I recognised it. Between readings. So what to do between readings? Ask the querent what they remember from the previous session. And ask or encourage them to describe how they have put their plan into action. Okay, so if they had advice from the first reading, seeing if they actually followed up on that advice. Breaking up when you don't want to, when you don't want someone to return, or when they don't want to return to you. Reasons for that might be in the case. I think that goes along with the ethics, really, doesn't it? The relationship. Yeah, this is a danger, actually. An intense relationship can develop if you're getting somebody coming back time and time again. Again, I think this comes back to ethics and making sure that you set your boundaries in place. Staying fresh, so maybe using different ways. It doesn't really say a lot about staying fresh. Yeah. Okay. So our card in detail is the Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. Giving is receiving and receiving is giving. Some keywords, essential meanings, and then a few of the symbols explained. So B, the man, the rich man, the posture of the wealthy merchant standing over the kneeling beggar suggests a fixed hierarchy. It's also what's called a stage card. It looks like they're actually on a stage, and that's the backdrop behind them, which is another interesting thing to consider when there's a few stage cards, isn't there, in the deck? Anyway, tarot's thematic meaning. So in the personal life, love, work and money, divination. So they've got timing as 6 months. So that means that they're assigning pentacles 2 months. And the Six of Pentacles, 6 months. Now, I'm not sure that I agree with that, but do your own research. Psyche and soul, so self-esteem, meditation and spirituality. What the card shows us, so a description of it, some questions we could either journal on or maybe make a spread from. The lesson of the card. Correlations, so the Golden Dawn correlations there. So 6 is Tiferet on the Tree of Life. And then we've got some examples from other decks as normal. So Worth, Angels, we've got Angels and Klimt. I've got myself my Klimt deck. Here it is. Managed to blag it second hand. Yeah, so let's find that. And I'll show you the difference. Six of Pentacles. 6. Look how that blings. I think seagulls are having a fight outside. Look how that blings. Hey, beautiful. Anyway, my love of the Klimt is now satisfied with deck. Put it away. Even the box blings. Look at that. Gorgeous. It's like that golden art nouveau. Beautiful. Right, okay. Back to the magazine. I got distracted. Traditional meanings, upright and reversed. Oh, reversed is a bribery. That's interesting. And then we've got some, again, depictions of other decks. So we have Los Carabeo, where it means economic exchange. We have Pagan Tarot, finding help in a kindred spirits. We've got Neferati's, which is a gift offering. Universal Celtic, giving. So they've all got the same sort of message, haven't they? The Shaman Tarot is melody, so that's giving the gift of music. We've got Charity Among the Dispossessed for the Dark Grimoire. For the manga, we have Generosity. And the universe provides in the Fae Tarot. So all the same meaning, actually, all of those decks. And we're getting the manga tarot in parts 46 and 47. Ooh. Spell-casting, okay. Well, that's got to be because it's a witchcraft tarot, Silver Witchcraft Tarot. So yeah, that's why it's spell-casting, isn't it? Because of witchcraft. So what have we got? We got a 5-card spread, and it's only using the major arcana cards. So those are the positions or the layouts. Ooh. Then it talks a bit about what spell work is. And then the positions. So the goal, the sacrifice, the sign, the trial and the offer are the positions. A synthesis of it, some goal cards. So, okay. So if we have a specific goal in mind, we can intentionally choose a card and then do a spread around that. And this is continued in the next issue. Okay. So if you want more balance, then we'd use Temperance. Then the deck library, so about the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. So it's a bridge between the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings and the realm of magical and spiritual understanding. Yeah, Barbara Moore. It says down here, it's by Barbara Moore, who also did the Steampunk Tarot, Mystical Manga Tarot, and Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Tarot of the Hidden Realm is just so good. And then the artist, Franco Rivoli. His other decks include In Between Tarot and Triple Goddess Tarot. We had that, didn't we? Then we've got a short description for each of the major arcana cards, which is why I want the big guidebook. Oh, actually, we've got... Oh, that's cool. That's okay. I know this is included in the big guidebook. So silver moons are the cups or the chalices, silver threads are the pentacles, silver wings are the swords, and silver flames are the wands. So the suits have actually been renamed in the book, but not in the deck. That's, yeah, strange. I would have thought they would have actually put those suit names on the deck. Alrighty. But what they have got, what I was talking about earlier, that's weird, is the way that they've broken down the numbers. So 1 is the self, yeah. 2 is Yule, the winter solstice. 3 is Imuk. Wow, so it goes around the wheel of the year in the numbers. So that could be interesting to see. So 1 is the self, which is the magician. And then if we've got the aces out, so those are the magician's tools. Those are all the magician's tools. So this is what the self has to work with. Cool. Alrighty. Then we have the High Priestess's 2, which is Yule. And then if we get the 2s out and see how they align to the time of Yule. And the High Priestess. And it says, Is the winter solstice a safe world? And then in brackets, choices or relationships. Now I'm sure this goes into much deeper depth in the actual guidebook that comes with the set, because it's one of those big sets. So yeah, I've decided to invest in that. But yeah, it goes round. You can see that it goes around the wheel of the year. We've got a pictorial representation of all of the major arcana cards, and then where to go in the magazine to practice. And then we've got a glimpse of the next issue. So here is the next issue. Let's see what we got in this one. So again, we've got some images from the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, but this time the minor arcana. Table of contents. Then what we got here with reading the tarot, modifying spreads 1. Okay, so this is the first of a series then. Skilled readers can learn how to customise the structure and the number of cards in a spread in order to meet their querent's needs. Okay, so the initial spread is the foundation. Selecting or choosing a spread depending on the question asked. Clarification versus modification. So clarification is when they're always improvised, add detail to a specific part of the reading. Added cards expand the spread and provide additional options and perspectives. Okay, so we've got some examples here from the Arcana Tarot, which was with parts 18 and 19. So we have a spread here which is past, present and future. So if we wanted to clarify, we can then add cards to it. So the future, if we wanted to clarify how long in the future, the long-term view is the next card there by the looks of it. And okay, right, okay, so what's this happening here? Choose between two different outcomes. They can choose between justice and the lovers. And then the reader discusses with the querent the reasons for their choice. Not heard anything like that before. When using alternatives, the reader should remind the querent to relate the card's meanings back to their original question, otherwise the reader can easily go off track. True. I think I'll have to read that. That's sort of puzzling me a little bit. Okay, card in details is 7 of Pentacles. Evaluation, dissatisfaction, lack of challenge, no rush, and then the keywords and the symbols. So evaluating what is working, what isn't working, and making a choice whether to carry on or leave. I've said it before in other videos that this is, I think it was Marcus Katz, Tally Goodwin book, one of their books, that says that this was representing the potato blight in Ireland when all the crops were dying, which was a deciding force on a lot of Irish citizens moving over to the United States and starting again, which I thought was quite interesting. Okay, the themes in personal life, divination, psyche and soul. Yeah, time in 7 months, so they're assigning months to Pentacles. I don't agree. My timing system is different to that. But as I said before, do your own research, make your own decisions. Anyway, I think that's the whole thing with tarot, is you can get conflicting information that then just confuses the life out of you, and you think, why do I carry on? Because it's just not any of it making sense. But I think you have to choose your own and then stick to it. But anyway, what the card shows us, when it says take a moment's pause and use it for reflection, I think it was more than a moment that the decision was made to actually emigrate. Anyway, questions, so you could journal with these. The lesson of the card, and the correlations. See, the planet is Saturn, okay, which is a very restrictive energy, and the sign is Taurus, which is a very slow energy, and it's called the Lord of Success Unfulfilled. Which goes back to that potato blight, doesn't it? I am going to go and look at the Klimt card in the beautiful version I have here. Here we go, 7 of Pentacles, and it blings. Pretty, beautiful bling. But it has sort of a different feel, doesn't it, to the 7 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith? Because this one doesn't look like anything like. Got different sort of symbols on the bling there. I'm trying to get what they are. Not showing up that easily. But yeah, that sort of reminds me of the 9 of Pentacles. Oh, very much so. Look at that. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. It's just me again going off track. Traditional meanings. We've got it in the Worth, in the Tarot of the Angels, which we had in parts 34 and 35. Then we've got it in different decks. That's funny. I was just looking at this pagan tarot and I thought, oh, she's casting a spell there, trying to make that plant grow. But it's a spell of growth, as in time. Oh, sorry, I thought that was funny. Fae Tarot, inner peace creates outer peace. So that's a different sort of feeling to that card. We've got unsettled negotiation for Neferratis. Celebrate your achievements in the runic. And then the 78 doors, we've got impatience and desire. So we've still got that agricultural feel. And dark grimoire, not seeing the darkness. Yeah, I understand that. Dancing on the boundary for the Shaman Tarot or the Shaman Tarot. Immature reaping for Lo Scarabeo. Yeah, which is sort of another meaning for it, isn't it? Is don't actually start picking your crop until it's ready. Leave it and let it be for a while. Spell casting 2. This is the second part of that spread, and an example of it. Got the Emperor as the goal. Okay, so this looks like a love reading. The Emperor represents all the quality the querent seeks in a partner: maturity, determination, strength, sincerity, and willingness to commit and help and keep to those commitments. Yeah, that's very Emperor energy, isn't it? Qualities of the Emperor help her to focus on her true desire with absolute clarity. She's looking for a man who not only attracts her, but who can make a life with her. What she has to sacrifice, the sign, the trial, and the offer. Okay, so it goes through that spread, card by card, and then a synthesis of it, and going deeper. Okay, going deeper with spells. So the steps, step 1, step 2, the preparation, and we've got an altar here, and they're spread out into an altar. So 1, the divine, 2, the goddess, 3, the god, A, guardian of the east or air. Oh yeah, okay. Guardian of the south, fire, guardian of the west, water, and guardian of the north, earth. So it's a directional spread. Ah, interesting. I'll have a good read of that. Tarot techniques, memory lane. Oh, we've got the Visconti tarot. I'd like that bling version of that as well. I like those bling versions. Anyway, tarot can be an excellent tool for helping querents reconstruct significant episodes from the past. So reconstructing the story. So it's a reframing technique. That's a counselling technique, reframing. So anyway, how to go about that with cards. What have you learned from the past? Don't keep making the same mistakes. Accessing memories. It's quite serious, actually, quite a serious article. Then we have Eliphas Levi, and this is the first part of the history of Eliphas Levi. 1810, 1875, a deacon, a Freemason, of course, ceremonial magician, of course. That's how cards were used, wasn't it? High magic, his influential work, high magic, and look who's there. Okay, so they probably, yeah, that makes sense actually, because this is all about the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, and then they've put some sort of magic in with the history. Yeah, that's good. And then we have a visual reference to the minus, where to go in the deck, practice makes perfect, where to go in the magazine, I mean. And then a peek of what we're getting next, which is Tarot of the New Vision. Righty ho. We will have the next 2 pages of the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. So, Pentacles and Swords, 2 magazines, a storage box, and what are the articles? The second part of that modifying spreads, carding detail with the 8 of Pentacles, and then the 9 of Pentacles, I presume. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, and then comparative readings is the article. So yeah, Tarot of the New Vision will be the next deck. So thank you for watching my little walkthrough and discovery of the latest Total Tarot magazine with the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. And until the next time, thanks for watching, friends. Bye.